I guess. Like, I'm not.
These are those hooligans. Those are the hooligans.
So they are part of Jeff's gang.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. It wasn't made clear or anything like
Yeah,
that.
no, of course it wasn't. But yeah, they're part of Jeff's gang.
They're all hopped up on beer and Korean food or pizza or whatever the fuck they serve at this restaurant.
I ain't never seen Korean food come out of that restaurant.
I feel like I saw him eating noodles or something once.
Yeah,
I guess it was Italian food. Just
it was pasta.
All right. Yeah. Okay. Well,
it looked like carbonara.
So it's an Italian Korean joint, and they decide they're not going to pay the bill. They just leave, like hooting and hollering.
They announce, they hoot and holler, bip and bop out of there.
Yeah,
they announce that they're not paying for this.
Yeah,
while they're drinking beer on the way out.
So Dragon sounds, I guess he's like their mentor, you know, the guy who runs the restaurant or whatever. He confronts the gang about not paying the bill, and they attempt to intimidate him. And then again, they
pushed him down twice. Pushed him to the ground once. They pushed him to the ground twice.
Yeah.
And he had enough.
Yep. And this is one man versus at least 7, and all 7 go down. Like, seriously, dude, this gang is so bad at being a gang. Like,
they can't.
It's ridiculous. They're more like a social club than anything else. They're just like friends who all hang out together and like want to do bad shit, but like none of them are willing to actually take the next step to like that's all they do is go out and like beat up old men, like push them down and like dine and dash. That's their crimes. You know what I'm saying?
And then got their ass beat off and done.
Yeah, it's just
they beat the brakes off all of them.
It's the worst gang ever.
And then somehow the Dragon Sound with their spidey sense or whatever it is shows up running.
Yeah.
All exhausted.
Yeah.
Like they knew that this was happening.
Yeah, they do. I forgot because it was so inconsequential. Right. And like they show up and I guess they're just more like, you okay? And then they realize what happened and they all just like laugh it off. Like the fact that the guy was just attacked, you know what I'm saying? So
and then they're like, oh, and of course, I think what it was is like they went into it and said they didn't know that he knew Taekwondo. And then they asked the restaurant guy about it. And he's like, well, what's it like in Korea? And like, everyone practices Taekwondo in Korea.
Oh my God, dude. Like, why even bother explaining it? It would it doesn't make any sense. It's a waste of time.
And like, he's like, Taekwondo is not just here, it's here and here.
Yeah. So you mean to tell me all this time, these 5 Taekwondo students didn't know that this guy knew Taekwondo? It never came up in all the time they've been frequenting his restaurant.
Yeah.
Bullshit.
Enough to where they had to ask him about what it was like in Korea.
It was ridiculous.
When Mark is from Korea.
After another misplaced and just unnecessary montage of karate and music, Jeff summons Dragon Sound to fight at a train depot. Back at the gym, Jane shows up and she asks Jeff to leave Dragon Sound alone. And Jeff tells her, he tells her to just shut up and go to school.
Then proceeds to be like, you're my sister. I do everything for you.
And then she just blandly,
so you didn't have the life, so you didn't have to have a bad life or something like that. It's like, dog, you ain't that much older than her.
And you're the worst part of her life at this point. Like, literally, you're doing nothing for her. You know what I mean? Like, she's with Dragon Sound now, who's obviously a pretty big band because they're putting 5 people through college. So, like, she doesn't even need your help anymore financially. Like, you have no bearing over this girl. Jane tells Jeff that she loves John. And these two together are easily the worst 2 actors in the movie. Like, when you see these two interacting with each other, you really understand. And dude, when I say that they're the worst actors in the movie, that is me saying a lot. That says a lot if I'm telling you, but I'm telling you, these two interacting, it's terrible, dude. The day of the Rumble arrives and it's Jeff, his gang, the rival band and their gang or band or fans, I'm not sure. They're all waiting, and Dragon Sound rolls in, right?
And it's only 3 of them.
3 deep. There's only 3 of them, right? Versus 50 men.
Mark, John, and the other, the one.
Is it the drummer? Okay, yeah. So I just want you guys, the Dragon Sound versus 50 men, 3 members of Dragon Sound. Freebird rules here. Only 3 of them are going to compete. New Day rules. All right. I'm going to leave it to you guys to determine how this fight ends. Just take a guess. These 50 men never stood a fucking chance. That's
Not at
how
all.
this ends. All right. So the cops arrive and Jeff and the boys just kick rocks, like they just run away. And then Mark's
driving the fucking the Chevy.
Yeah.
They're in this train yard, but they're not driving out. They're just driving through the field and over the tracks.
They just follow suit, and there's no explanation as to where the fuck Jim and Tom were. I guess they were working their normal jobs that day and couldn't be on set. I don't know, dude. We get a pretty gnarly montage of Yoshido on the move with his ninja motorcycle gang. Yeah, that is actually also an apparent motorcycle gang. And I'm just confused all over again because there's so many different types of people with Yoshido.
Yeah.
There's just this, it's like America. It's just a hodgepodge of just like.
And then you see another part where they definitely put this in.
Yeah.
Because it like cuts out with all them driving or riding, or they just put a lot of money into that film.
Yeah.
This was a long montage of this whole deal.
Super.
No talking.
No. Just shots of just him and his gang. So I don't know. Jeff and Yoshido meet up and Jeff tells him that Dragon Sound is pretty tough, but he's got another plan. And then we just watch them drink and smoke for like 3 minutes. It's just
haggard biker broads with their shirts off.
Yeah. It's just 3 minutes of us just watching people have conversations and smoke cigarettes. I don't know, dude. Back at Castle the Dragon Sound, nothing is happening. Like legitimately, Mark walks around the house having like menial conversations.
John's doing his homework or some shit like that.
Yep. Just what are you up to? That's it. And then it cuts to the next morning. We just watch them have breakfast and go to school.
Bro, I don't know if you had to have caught this. It was, for some reason, I don't know why this is in it again. If it maybe is just showing how close they are or something. But like, I'm sure like Jess would like feed you something, like give you something, like you walked in and gave you a chocolate or something and put it in your mouth, right? I'm sure that's happened. I'm sure it's happened. But for some reason, Mark is doing this with all the grown men in the house.
So weird.
All of them. Feeding them berries or some shit, whatever he had in his hand.
So weird.
And they just accepted it.
It obviously is like it happens all the time. It's just completely normal for them. Like, yeah, it's just
morning puff.
Oh my God, dude. So yeah, they just have breakfast and go to school. And like, it just reaffirms to me too, that like, there's no way Mark is a college aged man. Like there's just no way. Anyway, the whole thing is pointless. At some point, Mark just declares that they should go and eat pizza. So they decide they're going to go eat pizza. And then when Tom is parking the car, he's beaten up and kidnapped by Jeff and his goons. Okay. So he gets kidnapped and we don't see any of the reaction or anything like that. So he gets kidnapped. He's just gone. Then bam, the next scene immediately. And it's Jane and she goes to the gym and asks
3 dudes. Well, there's 3 dudes outside before he gets. And remember, this is Jeff's sister that leads all these people.
Right.
There's 3 goons sitting inside the gym and she's asking where Jeff is. And they're being horrible to her.
Yeah, just being completely horrible. And like they know that she's his sister, so like why they would treat her with such disrespect, I don't understand. But
piece of trash.
She also confronts them and asks if anyone has seen Tom as well. And like they just kind of laugh and giggle. And then she just leaves. Like she like walks back, kind of looks around the corner, and then just turns around and leaves. And then that's the end of it. And you can tell at this point that they're really just trying to fill time in the movie. Like there's really no other reason. Tom is being tortured by having his face pushed and people are like clanging bars together. Like
he's tied to a. I was trying to figure out what it was.
It was like a freestanding radiator or something. It was just nothing.
Like a metal structure just sitting out.
Or like one of those things that like the barricades that they put up during Mardi Gras on the streets. Like it was just like a
big version of that.
Yeah. I don't know. You know.
But anyway, yeah. So like there's this big metal. The buildings are all fucked up by it, and there's this metal structure that they've got him on. It's probably about 2 stories up.
Yeah, and
on a platform.
They like the rest of the band. They just decide that they're going to stage a rescue, and
because we don't know how they were warned,
no, or how they knew where to go. Like it's never explained, but they more or less free Tom, and in some instances, actually appearing to murder people along the way.
All right, so this is the other thing. So when they were sneaking in, you notice that Mark and Tom
John is the one who's kidnapped.
John.
Okay.
They have wood practice ninja swords.
Right.
That's what they're carrying. Yeah. And Jim and the drummer have U-shaped PVC pipes. That's the weapons they're carrying.
Okay.
It's PVC pipes.
Okay.
I'm looking at them like, is that?
Where did this $1 million go, dude?
PVC.
Where did this $1 million go, dude? It doesn't make any sense. So anyway, they murder a bunch of people during this rescue, and they also accidentally killed Jeff.
Well, before that, this is when I noticed, I thought they were real swords, like, well, movie-wise, they were real swords to kill people. And then you find out they're wood. But I think they forgot. Because there's a point where Mark brings it down on this dude's neck and slices, and it cuts his neck.
With a sword. What is happening? What is happening?
Then, what are we watching? The greatest part is whenever anybody's cut or they lose a limb, they're always like, ah!
Yeah, the reactions, the deaths are some of the best parts of this movie. It's so over the top and so just campy and cheesy. Oh my God. So anyway, they accidentally killed Jeff. And I'm being really like, it's more like he wasn't being mindful of his surroundings and he just stepped off the building more or less. So Yoshido is pretty pissed off by Jeff's death, and he sets out for revenge. And like they come in, right? And Yoshido is down on the ground, like meditating. And one of the guys comes in and they're like, "Master or boss, your brother was killed." And then I thought, like, wait, what? Like, is there some sort of plot point that we missed? Are there
something else going on where we don't know what's happening and this guy's just going to show up?
Yeah, I don't know. So were they brothers? And does that mean that like Jane is Yoshido's sister?
Which that would be what they're implying.
But then earlier, Yoshido was like, "You'd better look after your sister." Maybe like they've got the same dad,
maybe
the same mom. And so he's like, and he didn't know Jane.
Possibilities are endless.
Yeah, so he's just movie. Like, that's not, you know.
We could create a whole nother movie inside of this movie.
What if we did? What if we wrote? What if we wrote another movie? Like a
like all we have to do is fill in all the back shit that they didn't do.
It'll be a prequel.
Yeah, so it'll be a prequel inside.
Yeah.
Present time.
That would be what it is. It'll be a movie about the inside of the movie that already exists, but we're filling in all these
how they knew that he got kidnapped, the note that they got, you know, all that shit.
Are they brother and sister or not?
The lineage of the reason why this is his brother.
Yeah, or why do they want Dragon Sound out?
How they acquired a hooligans biker gang.
There's so many questions. And we're almost done with the movie. So like there's and obviously we're not going to get any answers. So Jim finally receives word that his father's been located. And so after celebrating and putting Jim on their shoulders, the band pulls their money to buy him a suit and they head to the airport.
For some reason, that's what he said. I need a suit.
Why? Why? This man didn't want you. You can show up however you want, man.
And Mark was super excited.
Dude, stoked, man. Because
He was the most excited.
easily, way more than Jim. You know what I'm saying? So Jane shows up and she immediately just forgives John for killing her brother, and that's sort of that, you know, loose inside.
Done.
Just like, I understand.
No emotional response
No,
whatsoever.
not at all. You know, it is what it is. And so on the way to the airport, Yoshido and his gang of ninjas surround Mark, Jim, and John.
Oh, we should feel that time inside that prequel, inside the movie. Because obviously she was like, I was going through some things.
Yeah, but we don't know anything.
We have no idea other than the fact that her brother died.
Yeah, that's the things she was going through, I guess. You know, what else was, I mean, I don't know. I guess she was just saying like she was feeling.
Find out that fucking they were there.
Yeah, we don't know. Yeah, that's part of what we're gonna have to figure out, man. That's part of the movie we're gonna write. So yeah, they just sort of move on. Anyway, Yoshido and his gang, they surround Mark, Jim, and John, and they chase him into the park where there's more or less one final battle. Pretty early on in the fight, Jim is like critically injured. Like it's dramatic as fuck, dude.
He's running and he's chasing somebody and somebody starts chasing him.
Yeah,
he moves one way and before he can even attempt a swing, dude got him.
Yep. And he's just like, ah, and he falls down and like,
so his whole chest is cut.
Yeah, I mean, it looks bad.
It looks bad, but they did such a good job with that cut that the shirt was cut and the tie.
Dude, perfectly.
They cut it on a diagonal.
Yeah, it was absolutely perfect. Shout out to the costume department for that. That's
one. Right.
Or special effects, whoever did that, man. It's super dramatic, and like Mark freaks out, and like
these are all ninjas too.
Oh yeah, these are trained ninjas that are after these guys. So, you know, surprise, surprise, John and Mark managed to kill all the ninjas. And
John got it in the back though. He got hit in the back.
Yeah.
So he had sliced out his back and he tore his shirt off.
He like went Super Saiyan, dude.
Oh, he went crazy. He went nuts. He was just yelling and tore his shirt off, and just all you see him is running around just stabbing people.
Yeah, he goes crazy, dude. So yeah, but we really just what we're trying to reiterate is that an entire gang of trained ninjas falls to 2 members of a pop rock band. Like, I honestly I'd hate to have seen it if all 5 of, if they had been at full strength. Like, this fight would have been so much.
Jim wouldn't have got it.
Dude, no, never. That never would have happened. There wasn't enough of them watching each other's backs. But dude, if they had that full fist together, bro, if they had that goddamn Megazord, like, there's no way.
There's no way they would have stood a chance. They would have ran. They would have ran before.
Dude, they didn't stand a chance with 2. I mean, yeah. So Mark kills Yoshido in a very anticlimactic single combat sequence. More or less, he winds up stabbing Yoshido in the callback to the training.
Yeah, the callback to the training
earlier when him and John were training with the knife. Mark does the same move. They use the same slow motion sequence.
Before that, though, because Yoshido was still sitting in like the outskirts waiting.
Yeah,
you know, he's the big bad. So
yeah,
everybody else comes out and everything like that. And then the one guy that was injured by Mark, he didn't die and crawled back to Yoshido, and he told him that they're basically being overrun by 2 guys.
Right.
Yoshido proceeds to lop his head off clean
because he's a bad guy,
and then starts laughing. He's like, ha ha ha, ha ha ha.
Yeah, and then just dies in it. Like I said,
his ass whooped by Mark.
An anticlimactic single combat sequence. That's
man, and Mark's fucking angry face, man. He'd always had an underbite.
It's like terrifying, dude. Yeah,
it was like an angry ass bulldog,
wild eyes, just like like a hurt animal. just
Oh, and while that's happening too, they're dragging Jim's body.
Oh yeah,
the giant cut through a creek.
Yeah, through a creek. Yeah, trying to get him out of there. And so he does survive. Jim survives his wounds, and we go to the hospital.
Yeah, immediately after this, goes right to the hospital.
And not only does he survive his wounds, but he also reconnects with his father, who is not the man in the photo that he showed earlier.
It's a younger dude than Jim.
Yeah,
with dyed gray hair and a gray mustache.
They put gray all through his mustache and hair, but this man is at least the same age as Jim, but I would say younger. I would say the man is younger than Jim.
I would describe Jim as Pinky from Next Friday.
Yes. Yep.
His broke down half brother.
Yeah.
That's who Jim looks like.
Yeah, a skinny version of him.
Skinny version of him with fucking bags under his eyes.
Yeah.
Jerry curl.
He looks like he's seen some shit. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
Anyway, so I don't know. Why didn't they just
he is obviously older than his father.
Yeah. But I mean, why didn't they just get the same guy to take the picture? Why use two different pictures? Like we wouldn't notice. I don't know. Anyway, so Jim's dad is like, son, I'm sorry, and I'd like to have a relationship with you now. You have some great friends, and before I didn't care, but now I do. And that's that. That's that.
And then Mark goes up to him and what does he say? He says, all has to revolve around being family. That's what it has to come down to. He goes,
he says, Jim, like brother. Jim, like brother.
They didn't do anything for him.
No. Where the hell is Tom's hoe ass?
I have no idea.
He's not in the scene at all. And this is
probably and another little thing that I caught. So when Tom was kidnapped and he didn't have a shirt on or anything like that, I saw his belt. It was a fucking twine. It was a rope.
Wait, what?
It was a rope. His belt that held his pants up was a rope.
There's so many questions. I thought y'all were paid, man. Or maybe the kidnappers put it on him. Maybe because maybe it was a sign of humiliation. Because technically he was the lead singer of Dragon Sound. So maybe the rival band member was like, you ain't wearing this Gucci belt, nigga, and took it off of him and put a rope on him as like a status thing. I don't know.
Had to have been. I don't know. I don't know why I caught it. Why I thought, I'm like, is that a braided rope?
Oh my God.
That's his belt?
That's it, man. That's the end of the movie. The film ends there. And I mean, I don't know, dude. What do you guys want me to say? How would you I've got about a paragraph that I've written about my closing thoughts of the movie. So give me what are your closing thoughts of the movie? What do you think about it?
I mean, I tried to write something down and I couldn't. I couldn't even write a paragraph that could describe what I just witnessed. And I guess the biggest thing that we talked about is just I'm more interested in what happened in the background,
right? And
a lot of the information that wasn't given that was just assumed.
Yeah. I
found myself playing in my head I wonder how this would have played out if they found out. How did they find out? How ridiculous was that scene?
Yeah.
Of them finding out, I got the mail, and they're playing fucking keep away with the mail, and they're like, Tom was kidnapped.
Look.
And then the scene where, obviously Mark realizes that his friend was kidnapped, and then he fucking goes into a rage and has his fucking whole, I will get them.
Yeah. It's just, look. This movie is a rolling dumpster fire. It is written badly. It is dubbed badly. It is shot badly. It is acted badly. It is edited badly. It's directed badly. It's badly lit. At its surface, this movie has zero redeeming qualities. However, if you really get to the core of it, it is an enjoyable film, even if it's for the wrong reasons. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of the fight choreography is actually pretty decent. And like, dude, no, not even ironically, the music.
Well, YK Kim gets it. Like,
yeah. And not even ironically, dude, the music is kicking, man. Like it's funny, like the lyrics, but like you can.
But it's a straight 80s.
Yeah, you can jam to
tone.
it.
Like it's a you couldn't even listen to the words going on, but the catch will be like, oh,
it's gonna stay with you.
So fucking 80s.
Yeah, once you've heard these songs, like they're gonna stay with you. There's no way around it. So dude, there's even some like stylized slow motion shots during some of the fighting sequences that worked well, and they were like years ahead of their time in the genre, like I was saying earlier. So
it's like they would hit, or it was either a hit and they got it, or it was real fucking bad.
A complete, just like that guy trying to hit the car, a complete whiff, dude. Yeah, so
I can't wait till once we get going, where we actually have video and stuff like that, and we can play like us sitting here with clips and shit like that. Because that shit, the clips of those slow motion scenes when they biff, it is bad.
There may be a way that I could work on something where maybe I could just take all the audio out of the movie and then just superimpose commentary over it. Like, I'm sure there's a way that I could do it, but it would just take me some time. Yeah, so maybe, like you said, once we're rolling and I have the time to dedicate to doing it. But look, guys, this isn't a good movie in any capacity other than it's so bad that it's good. So that being said, I would absolutely recommend it as a watch if you're having just like if you're with a group of your friends, say, and you're just like, hey, have you guys seen this? Let's throw this on and have some drinks. Like, it's I could see it being a fun experience to have.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, because like watching it by yourself, you're kind of insane because you're laughing to yourself while watching this. But if you're with multiple people watching this movie, it would definitely be entertaining. Yeah, it would. Because basically what we're doing right now is what we would be doing. Probably laughing harder though. If we were together watching this movie.
Yeah, pretty much. So definitely recommend watching it. And hey man, that's it. That's our first bonus episode in the can for Patreon. What do you think about it? How'd you feel?
Oh, I like reviewing movies. This is good.
Yeah, I think so too.
I get to pick the next one.
Yeah, you definitely do. And maybe we'll start doing. It'll just be a rotation. Like I'll pick one, you pick one, and then we let them pick one. And you know what I mean, and just keep it going like that. So
the recommendation that I got now is Ice Pirates.
Pirates of Ice. I actually looked it up, and I may have seen it before, just not in this stage of my life, but it's completely possible that I've seen the movie before. So yeah, I mean, if that's your pick, that's what we'll do. And so yeah, we're gonna drop this on Patreon, and thank you guys so much for being here and being on our Patreon page, and we appreciate it. I don't really feel a need to do any like social media plugs and whatnot. I think this is something different. It's a little more intimate, you know what I mean? So you guys know who we are. My name's Derek West.
Ryan Wingard.
And this has been a review of Miami Connection on Oh For Fuck's Sake, a podcast.